Bonjour, hello, welcome to another video, Max Mountain World. It's been a month since I've poked my nose into the hole, as it were, see what's happening with the building project, and apparently on first looks like there's been a lot happening, so let's have a closer look around. Wow. Okay, so a lot has been happening around here. Whew. It's beginning to take shape. It's beginning to look like a building rather than just a hole in the ground. Go and have a little look around. So above the buildings in the village itself, you see the top end of these cranes swinging about during the working hours, and they've got a new concrete making machine. So that's two of them here, and just on that first look there's been an awful lot of concrete work going on. So there's plenty of warnings up for the obvious, and just looking beyond that through the fence, a lot of insulation stuff, a lot of metal, concrete grills, fencing, whatever you call it, mesh. And yeah, I'm going to pop down here and have a little look. Okay, so you're walking, you got to get down there and go up the side. I can see one person coming down the side there, although there is a shortcut that I mentioned in previous videos. Can't really see much from here. This insulation's just blocking the view entirely, and I'm not going to encroach on where I'm not supposed to go. So I'm going to have to find another angle. Alright, see what I can see from here. A little bit better. Yes, a lot of concrete work going on, as I say. The building is happening now. This is obviously going to take shape a lot more interestingly the higher it gets. I do believe that this is all parking areas or whatever. Who knows? Oh well, back to here again. Let's have a little peek over the fence. And yeah, so who knows indeed. Without seeing actual plans, I wouldn't really know what's going on, aside from the fact that obviously this is progress. I often wonder if these are parked specifically to avoid wind damage or whatever, but they're pointing different directions. So I think they've just been parked up with the cable hangers just kind of hanging near to the pylon itself, so there's less stress if it wouldn't be left there, because that's almost above one of the old buildings. Now I don't know, this stuff down here, let's zoom in on that, kind of looks like they're making stuff out of Lego. You can see the alignment dots and presumably holes underneath, but it's almost like they're making Lego. Yeah, but also this is the shuttering that I mentioned in previous video that creates the concrete, so or the concrete partitions, walls, etc. And we can see the finished product just before the shuttering there. So a lot of stuff has to go on, a lot of stuff has to get shifted around, which is why they have the two cranes here, and a lot of concrete work, which is why they have the concrete factory things set up. And yeah, I'll have a quick look at the top end again. So there's obviously a lot going on, but to us innocent bystanders, you can't really tell what's happening as yet until it takes shape higher up. Now, and it reached down to the hole originally last year, and I did a whole series, a playlist on that one. You can have a look at that. And this time round, 2025, I'm doing a playlist of what's happening from the ground up, or from the bottom of the hole up as well. So we'll see what's what. Just a quick one, just to have a little nosy over the fence a few times and whatever, and that's it. So do a little bit more information on the end here, and that's it for today. So thanks very much for watching. As in previous videos, the QR code there, see if I can get this so that it's readable with your devices. Again, the light here, big issue, but that's the QR code. Scanning on that, you'll get a lot more information. We have the pictures and all sorts of what the finished product should end up looking like, but as of yet, not that obvious. So there's still a lot of this mesh stuff kicking around right below me here on this fence, and this seems to be like a storage area for it, or one of the storage areas. But looking down to, there's some finished concrete down the bottom here, and these to me look very much like car parking size separations between the walls, the blocks, whatever. But it's still growing more. I can see the fence, the mesh is already going up above, so there'll be a lot more there. And again, I'll come back in a wee while, in a couple of weeks more. No point in doing something like this every day or whatever. But I'll come back and we'll see how this progresses. There's obviously an awful lot of work going on here. And just beyond the board that we just looked at with the pictures and the QR code, here's the statutory notice for the works and all the information that is legally required to have posted somewhere next to the site, along with more warnings. And they've doubled up on this power supply thing that I mentioned in my last video. There's now 2 cables, maybe that's 2 different voltages supplies for different things, I don't know. But the top end here, really more of this mesh stuff lying around, storage containers that were delivered a few weeks ago as well. And obviously, as I say, there's a lot of work going on, but they really need to have tea breaks as well. And then in final, quite a contrast between what's going on down here and the ski resort itself up behind, with the snow melting back. It's the snow line, maybe, it depends whether it's north facing, south facing or whatever, in the shade or not. But generally it looks to me like about 2,000 meters altitude, 2,1 perhaps, is where the snow line is. But a beautiful day here today, or a beautiful morning. We've had a lot of mornings recently, really nice, and then it turns terrible for the afternoon and evening. A quick look, Bushelite Mountain. You can see there's been a few avalanches off the side of that as the snow's melted, got heavier, and probably been topped up with recent storms up at altitude where it's rained down here and it's snowed up above. But the snow looks absolutely beautiful up there. Okay, that's it for today. Check out that playlist, as I say, for 2025 works, and there'll be a lot more coming. I'm going to do videos hopefully of this right to the end. And a bit further away, just something else that I've noticed here is all the supplies and all the comings and goings happen on this road, which is now blocked off with this stuff. But it's a Sunday the 11th of May 2025, and someone left the gates open. So while we're in this direction, have a look at the mountains the other side. This is south facing, so the snow line, whatever is left of it, is a lot higher, maybe 2.3, 2.4, 2.5, something like that. And we can see down the bottom, down to Ombrang, where a good bit, 1,000 meters below, and as I say, a lovely clear day, especially looking over the Ekrang, the range of mountains across the valley there. Okay, now that's it.